Nice black bear. He looks like he's a little bit dark. That's a big bear. That's about almost a 7-footer. Well over 6.5. Decent sized black bear, but I don't want to take it. Just got in here today. I called this younger wolf in, and I shot him at 200 yards out. Stopped, and I blew him right behind the shoulder. It's one less wolf around here. He was howling like crazy down on the bottom, and I called with my voice, and I called him right up to me, right out of the timber, and I nailed him. It's a nice coat on him. He's black and kind of like a beige. He sure was howling. I met this guy coming out of the timber walking back up the road a few days ago. I'm not going to mention any names, but anyways, he had his 11-year-old son with him. Anyways, he shoots a .243. He has a shooting stick. I found out later, and I heard a wolf's calling when I was talking to him through his window, and he shut his truck off, I should say. And when he shut his truck off, I could hear them really good. They're only a couple hundred yards from me, and I figured they were down on this bottom road here. So what I did was they got out. The young fellow loaded up his rifle, and I started calling, like with my wolf calling, my voice, and I'm pretty successful. I'm quite proud of my call-ins. I called in a big gray and black wolf, and he come up right up from the bank down below. He come up and stood right on this here log right here. And young fella, he took a shot at him. It was about 150 yards up the road. We looked for a couple hours or an hour and a half for the wolf. We found a bit of hair and blood further up across the road, but we couldn't find the wolf. But anyways, he put a hurt on the wolf, and that's good. He put a hurt on it, so it might die, eventually. So too bad he didn't get him, but that's the way it is sometimes, when you miss sometimes. Anyways, here's the hair from that gray wolf, still here present. There's some right here, you can see it. Some more here. There's some more up here. Anyways, I gotta go and up in this here hillside and collect my blind. I left it there the other night. I gotta walk up and get it. It's about half an hour walk up to the top. It's October the 7th, 10:30 a.m. 2016. It rained like heck last night. Foggy conditions. I can see a little better now than when I could an hour or two ago. Anyways, I'm working my way up and through this timber here. I forgot my rain gear, this morning, and figured that it let up and it come back in the rain around 8:30, and I got soaked. I'm soaking wet. I'm cold. The temperature's about +3. I got to go back up over this ridge and down over the back hill to get to my truck in this big timber here. It just has not worked out for me this year for anything. I've been a good thing that I've done this year is I've got a wolf. I called a wolf in with my voice. That's about the only good thing that's happened, so far this year. No elk, no deer. I let some gasket bucks go and not the ones I want, so I'm holding out, and if I don't get what I want, well then so be it. You got to hold out to get a big buck. I'm not looking for a huge buck. All I'm looking for is something that's presentable, something that's 120 score, 130. That's what I'll take, if I see one like that. This holding out for Mr. Big 150 class, it might never come because they're hard to find. Anyways, I got to continue on. I got to keep walking. I'm soaking wet. I'm cold. I'm shivering at times. And I got to just keep on, walking to keep warm. Anyways, I'll shut her down and see what the next hour and a half brings me. I should be back to my truck around 11:30. I'll shut her down. Waiting here for daylight. Last night, October the 9th. 2016. It started getting chilly, and then it started raining all night. Later in the evening, I saw one 4x5 bull elk last night, and I also was pursuing a 6x5, but a truck come up the road and ruined the hunt, and the elk took off running into the timber. I wonder what spooked it, and then all of a sudden here's this truck. It happens more so than not. Anyways, there's nothing I can do about it. Anyways, an Arctic friend or something is coming in here. I got up here at about probably around 4:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Slept in my truck waiting for daylight. It's 20 after 7 in the morning now. Starting to break, and it's about an inch of snow on the ground. Windier than heck right now. And it's cold. It's about -4. Overcast, snowing lightly. And I'm going to go for a hunt along the timber line up in here. And we'll see what it produces here. Anyways, I hope it's not an Arctic front because I don't like that. It's cold and it's miserable to hunt. I don't mind an Arctic front coming in if it's clear, but when it's snowy and cold and windy, it's awful. Anyways, I'll shut her down and we'll see what the morning brings. It's Sunday, October the 16th, 9:30 a.m. It's rained so hard the last week, it's unreal. I've never seen it like this in 47 years hunting up here in my hunting area in the East Kootenays. It's just one day after another. It's just a bog show in here. Anyways, this morning I got up there around about 6:30, waited in my truck till daylight. I spotted a basket, a 4-point buck, and also spotted another bigger 3-point buck. It was, pretty widespread and pretty high, but it wasn't the one I wanted. Anyways, I've been seeing some decent bucks, a couple I really would take if I had the chance to, bed my rifle and shoot at them, but they're on the go too quick, and I didn't want to take a shot at them running away, so I'll just get set up early in the evening where I saw them, and I'll wait, and I'll just keep going back, and eventually, I might get a poke at one of them. They're starting to move around a little bit, the bucks. Hormones are starting to cut in a little bit. So that's good. Another week or so they'll be, really starting to get into the rut here, the end of October. Anyways, I've seen a couple nice does in here, but I don't want to shoot any does. I'm after a buck, and I don't believe in shooting does. They're the ones that, end up giving birth and having fawns and new recruitments coming up, so that's just the way I feel. Anyway, that's my choice. Anyways, I got about a half an hour back to the truck. I went in here and picked up my trail cam. Made a nice, hunt in here, moving in here slow, a bit windy. Anyways, I'm going to shut her down and go back to camp and start cleaning up my camp a bit. And it's not a bad day today. First day I've seen some blue sky in about probably 10 days. Today is Monday, the 16th of October, 2016. Last night the fog come in. I was fogged out. I didn't see a deer, and I could only see about maybe a couple 100 feet in front of me. Really cut down my visibility. Anyways, that's the way it goes. So I come to another place last night, picked up some of my gear, a little bit of food, and I slept in my truck last night in this other spot, so I'm right up where the deer are, or the elk maybe. That's a big maybe. Anyways, it's just starting to break daylight here at 7:30, and not shooting light till about 8 mountain time, that is. Anyways, we'll see what this morning brings. Shut her down. It's 4:30 on Sunday, October the 16th, 2016. I saw a couple decent bucks this morning, but they weren't shooters. Anyways, I'm up in here where I saw a really decent 5x5 last night. And I put the run on him, he got out from underneath me, and it's coming down just about dark. Anyways, I'm set up here early. I've got everything all ready to go, and I'm going to be waiting and see if they come out tonight. I think I'd take him, he's about a 130 buck. Anyways, I'll have to see him better tonight to judge him to see if he's worthwhile taking. I want to get a big one, so it's got to be a decent one. Anyways, gonna shut her down. I'm all by myself now. My friend from the coast went back to the island. He got a nice little 3-point whitetail buck, and he got a doe. So that's pretty good. He's happy. He's got over 100 pounds of meat there. Anyways, I'm gonna tuck in here and have a little rest and wait for another hour, and then really start paying attention here. Got my scope, my Leupold 3-by-9. I got it on 7 power. It's 200 yards to timberline. Perfect. It's bedded on this whole root behind this log. Couldn't ask for a better blind. Anyways, I'll shut her down. Just got back to camp. Today is Tuesday, October the 17th, 2016. It's around about, I guess, 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time at night. I spotted 2 bucks that come out about 6:30 at night. In the evening, it was just an hour before I lose shooting light, and around about, I guess around about 7 p.m. at night, this 2 other bucks went into a draw, and they picked up another buck. And the 2 other bucks were average. They weren't that big. One was a basket 4x5, another one was a 3x3. And not the one I want. They're not the ones I want. Anyways, they picked up this other one, and it was a good one. It was the one I wanted, but it was 550 yards out, and I couldn't put a stock on it. It was too late, but he was a nice buck. He was about, I guess, around 140, 150 class. That's what I'm looking for, but it was just too late in the evening to put a stock on it, so I passed up on it, and I'm not going to shoot that far, at that distance. And so I got a game plan. I go up there, and I got an idea where they're coming out, because it's the second time I've seen this big buck, and he's coming out of this here draw from over the backside of the saddle, out of the timber. So I'm going to be about 200 yards over to the left, and the wind's blowing downhill in the evening, so I'm going to be below him about 150, 200 yards. Anyways, I'm going to see what happens here when I go back into my camp here in another few days. I come out for a couple of days, and we'll see what happens when I go back in. I met this guy coming out of the timber, walking back up the road a few days ago. I'm not going to mention any names, but anyways, he had his 11-year-old son with him. Anyways, he shoots a .243. He has a shooting stick. I found out later, and I heard a wolf's calling when I was talking to him through his window, and he shut his truck off, I should say. And when he shut his truck off, I could hear them really good. They're only a couple hundred yards from me, and I figured they were down on this bottom road here. So what I did was they got out. The young fellow loaded up his rifle, and I started calling, like with my wolf calling, my voice, and I'm pretty successful. I'm quite proud of my call-ins. I called in a big gray and black wolf, and he come up right up from the bank down below. He come up and stood right on this here log right here. And young fella, he took a shot at him. It was about 150 yards up the road. We looked for a couple hours or an hour and a half for the wolf. We found a bit of hair and blood further up across the road, but we couldn't find the wolf. But anyways, he put a hurt on the wolf, and that's good. He put a hurt on it, so it might die, eventually. So it's too bad he didn't get him, but that's the way it is sometimes, when you miss sometimes. Anyways, here's the hair from that gray wolf, still here present. There's some right here, you can see it. Some more here. There's some more up here. Anyways, I I gotta go and up in this here hillside and collect my blind. I left it there the other night. I gotta walk up and get it. It's about half an hour walk up to the top.